I'd recommend this program to not just anybody that's needing relationship advice. I mean, if they think their marriage is in great shape, or even if they're not married and they're just wanting um, work with their confidence, or whatever. I mean, uh, it'll affect them in more ways than what they realize. I didn't know how. How are you going to explain to me how to have self confidence? I was just that I did not. Uh, I didn't know how anybody could tell you how to do it. I'm thinking, well, whenever you told me about Diana and the help that she could give me, and you told me, you kind of explained um, her methodology and what she went at, it really rang a bell with me, because I began seeing a lot of my problem was, which I already had a clue. I already knew some of it. Wasn't that I didn't know it. It was just I really didn't know how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
or how to look at it, or what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I needed to really make changes within myself. Um, I knew that. And I knew that one thing that I had was low self-esteem and low self-confidence. Uh, and when you told me a little bit about Diana and the way she works, I thought, I really need somebody that can step in and guide me towards that,
Mm-hmm.
that can tell me what I need to do, how I need to change the things within myself that are causing a lot of pitfalls.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, well, this sounds like a no-brainer. I might as well go on, get on board with this, and give it a whirl.
Awesome.
And so I did. And here I am today. I wanted to help with trying to turn my marriage around.
Mm-hmm.
But I also realized that I had things within myself that I was not going to be able to turn my marriage around if I didn't deal with my own personal issues, because my own personal issues was having so much bearing on my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
My low self-esteem was affecting my marriage. My drive to continue to try to impress my dad was affecting my marriage. My low self-confidence was affecting my marriage. So many things about myself is why I am where I am in my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And when I fully realized that, and how that truly actually bore on my marriage, I had heard a lot about that, but I never could understand. Why do they say I've got to do this and this and this? And how does my self-confidence, how does this and how does that bear on the fact that my wife sees me this way or thinks this? Or I never could fully wrap my head around it.
Mm-hmm.
When I finally said, I've got to get some help with this, I started to kind of see. And then as I worked, and as I've worked, and as I've done things, I really now see how much that really does affect your marriage. It was kind of like I was going in reverse.
Mm.
I was learning all that, but I really wasn't moving anywhere, because I didn't have the foundation necessary to move forward with the information that they gave me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, so what did you like about how Diana set up the turnaround program then?
Well, her foundation is based off of you
Mm.
building your own personal self, the things that I needed to have that foundation, the things that was missing from the program prior that I needed. Since I've learned this confidence, since I've learned better emotional regulation, emotional stability, since I've learned a lot of those things, I'm able to show up differently. I'm able to interact with my spouse differently. And she can see those changes within myself that she was looking for. She was not so much looking for my abilities at this point to be able to do the things that was in that program so much.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking more towards what changes are you making as a person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And with Diana, she's been able to help me see the things that I needed to change personally that has a bearing and an effect on my spouse's perceptions of me. I got the program, I started going through it, and I was like, wow, I can implement this stuff. This it makes a whole lot of sense. Your relationship will begin to turn around when we correct the way you see yourself, the way you show up, the confidence that you have, the self-esteem that you have, and we begin to implement the way you communicate that, and the way that you communicate it, not with arrogance, not overpowering, not being the jerk, but just showing up confident and saying things that are empathizing with the other person's feelings, but confident and with um, assurance of yourself. I've never felt like this in my whole life. I've always wanted to have the confidence and the ability to be vulnerable and to not have any fear. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I've been able to communicate to my wife. I've been able to tell her things and talk about things and say things to her that are really very vulnerable for me, and to do it in a way that does not make her feel like that I am overpowering her. Ask that my wife can't see the fact that I am showing up different. She doesn't have the confidence to know that if she tells me something that I'm not going to get angry again, or that I'm not going to be defensive.
Mm-hmm.
But she's starting to see that. Diana's support has been just phenomenal. That's really surprised me. I mean, she's like, she sends you a message on Voxer about every day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Is there something I can help you with today? How you feeling? You know,
Mm-hmm.
feeling down? You feeling okay? You feeling fine? Talk to me. I mean, she sent me a message this morning. You know, she's always checking up on you. And if you have a problem or an issue and you tell her, well, this is what's going on today, she's always got some kind of advice to give you that is going to help you turn the ship or think differently or look differently or give you some advice. Oh, it's great. I mean, I've sent her a message. I send her a message. I won't say every day, but
Mm-hmm.
If I'm at work, a lot of days, you know, I might work 2-3 days in a row, and I might not really have much of a chance to get on and send her anything. But uh, pretty much, if I'm off work and I got something going on or something's happened the previous 3 days, I can catch her up to speed, and she can give me a lot of advice, and we can kind of get rolling. I didn't know how are you going to explain to me how to have self confidence? I was just that I did not. Uh, I didn't know how anybody could tell you how to do it. I'm thinking you just got to have that on your own. Like, ain't nobody tell you how to have self confidence. But as Diana talked about things, and as she give advice, and as she give action points and things to do, um, it all began to make sense. I would recommend this program to any guy who uh, is unsure of what is really holding his relationship back.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would say this program is good for any man, whether they're going through a relationship problem or not, if they feel like that they have self-esteem or issues or low self-confidence, because what they will glean from this will not only make a difference in their relationship that they currently have, but it'll make a lot of difference in just their life in general. I think she's great. I mean, she makes me laugh a lot of times with her bluntness.
Yeah.
Just the way she can say something, and you're kind of thinking, "What did she just say?" You know, but yet it's not like she's being rude when she comes off with it. She just tell you something, and you're like, Did I just hear her right? I can't believe she just said that. And then when you get to thinking about it, it's like it makes sense. I would recommend this program, and Diana's been fantastic. She's great at what she does, and um, if like I said, if anybody really just needs